10th. Finals are from Monday, May 13th through Friday, May 17th, and the residence halls close at 7 p.m. on Friday, May 17th. Those are your basic times for closing. We appreciate parents and family support of schools so they can end the academic year strong, avoid unnecessary charges, and follow procedures for move out. Well, I've got a lot to cover, so here are 10 steps to a smooth end of the semester and move out. Good? Okay. Let's go. Number one. We're going to call this spring cleaning. We encourage students to get a jump on cleaning before their finals. They can box things up they know they won't need the last few weeks of the semester and submit work orders through MyCard for anything in their room that needs repair. Sometimes we're asked, how can a student study for and take finals all week and then move out by 7 p.m. on Friday? The answer is spring cleaning and early packing. Number two, quiet hours begin on Friday before finals and extend all the way through the end of finals. You can help us remind your student that noise should not be audible from the hallway outside their room. There are no exceptions to 24-hour quiet hours. Any problems with this should be directed to an RA or the resident director in the building. Number three, your students should let their RD, here we go, number three, should let their RD or their RA know when they intend to check out of the residence hall. This will either be done through a sign-up sheet on their RA's door or through a Google document or some other form through email. This helps us to plan for checkout and room inspections. Number four, and really most importantly, is your students should study hard, get sleep, and eat well. We want them to do well on finals, and experts put more stock in sleeping and eating well than on all-night cramming. So you can help us reinforce those messages of having good balance throughout the week before and during finals. Number five, they've got to pack their room. Everything should be removed from their room. Their drawers and closets should be empty. Trash should be taken out to the dumpsters outside, as the trash rooms will not be used during closing. Carpets that are being thrown away should be taken outside to the designated area for carpets. Leaving items in their room will result in an extra cleaning charge. So they can avoid that just by making sure everything is out. Number six, wanted to call your attention to ShareFest. Your students should take all unwanted but still usable items to the ShareFest collection area in their building. ShareFest is a nonprofit initiative in Oxford where tons of food, clothing, furniture, and other useful household goods are diverted from the landfill and donated to area agencies. For a list of acceptable and unacceptable items, go to sharefestoxford.com. That address is there on your screen. This is a great initiative and helps a lot, not just your students, but also helps aid people in our community. They should, number seven, they should clean their refrigerator, unplug, empty, defrost, and clean the refrigerator, including the condensation drip tray in the back. When they're all done with that, they should leave their refrigerator door open so it does not start to move. On to number eight, empty their mailbox in the building. If they want their mail forwarded over the summer to an address other than their permanent address, they should go to the package center in the Schreiber Center to let them know. Number nine is a favorite of most students. They have to clean their room. Before they leave, their room should be so clean, like broom swept clean. There should also not be any trash in the hallway around their room. Students may borrow brooms, dustpans, there's plenty of extra trash bags, all from the physical facilities staff in their building. All of that's going to be very accessible to them, and they have to just use it while they're getting ready to go. And finally, when they're ready to leave, they should find an RA or an RD in the lobby of their building so that their room can be inspected. Every resident should check out with an RA or an RD. After the inspection, the resident will be given a chance to correct any problems, and it's usually like a cleaning issue before they leave. Any problems in the room, damages, tape on the wall, not clean enough, a big mess left, any of those issues will be recorded in the online room inspection system, which will forward the charges to the student's bursar bill. And trust me, this is not like a moneymaker for the university. These charges are designed to not only be a deterrent for students, but to also pay for the cost to address the damage and the cleaning. Our thinking, the better students leave the rooms, the easier it is to ready the rooms for summer conferences and residence. We need students to do their part to avoid these charges. The resident director in the community will do a final inspection of all the rooms after closing, and also our colleagues in physical facilities might also add missed charges to after closing. In most cases, photos will be taken of the damage and the cleaning for which the student is being billed, and these charges will appear on the student's bursar bill later in the summer. So that's it, 10 steps for a successful end of the semester and move out. Now, one more note, any student who needs to stay after 7 p.m. on Friday of finals must request permission to do so through MyCard. They can begin making those requests on May 1st. They must put in a valid reason before being approved. Students who are in the residence halls where we're hosting commencement housing, which includes Hathawhurst, Beechwoods, Stonebridge, Hillcrest, and Clawson, they might not be permitted to stay late given our space needs for commencement, so they should get their request in early. Students who request to stay late by Tuesday of finals will pay $37 a night to stay after closing, but any student who signs up to stay late after Tuesday will pay $55 per night. This is an incentive to students so that we can get them to sign up for staying late earlier. So that's the information you need for staying late. Okay, so I'm glad to respond to your questions. Again, you can type them into the chat box in the bottom right side of your browser, and I'll respond to them, as many of them as time permits. Okay, so one question is, hello, it just went away. Can you address how rooms are checked out if one roommate leaves prior to the other? Is there a cleaning or damages split amongst both students? Okay, this is a great question because obviously students don't leave at the same time. There will be an inspection for each person when they leave. So even if your child is leaving before your child's roommate, they should still check out with an RA to have their side of the room inspected. This is an opportunity for them to look at the whatever, magic marker mark on the wall, the pile of dirt on the floor, and say, that belongs to my roommate. And then the RA and RD knows who to charge that damage or that cleaning charge to. If both of the students leave with no inspection done by, they're not there for the inspection, and we show up to the room and do an after-closing inspection of the room and find things, and it's not obvious who it belongs to, yes, we will split the charges amongst both occupants, or if it's a triple, then all 3 occupants of the room. So we'll just split the charges right down the middle. And of course, that's a pain in the rear because then you're going to get this bill in the summer and say, oh, that broken lampshade wasn't my fault, that was my roommate's. And then we have to start reversing charges and adding charges. So it's better for the whole system, for the Campus Services Center, for the Residence Life Office, for physical facilities, and for you to just take care of that in advance. That's why we're telling everyone to do an inspection with the RA. A question came up, do we recommend that parents take pictures of the rooms? It's not necessary, but it doesn't cost you anything, so I think that would be fine. You keep it on your phone, and then in the middle of the summer, when the bursar bill comes up, you can. We're not in this to rip anybody off. Certainly, if you're not responsible for the damage or for the cleaning, we don't want to charge you. So Yeah, that could be a good step. Take pictures as you're leaving so you can document the fact that the room was ready to go. All right, other questions. What are the rules for parking during move out? Good question. For the most part, all the parking rules are suspended. There are two specific exceptions. One is the blue disabilities handicap spots. If you don't have a blue handicap sticker or hang tag on your car, do not park in one of those. We still enforce that campus-wide, and we want people to stay off of the grass, off of the turf. So very much like move-in, you can use sidewalks, you can pull up as close as you can in the service drives, in the buildings, or, on the street. And even those are mostly red parking tag areas. You will not be ticketed on that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday of closing. There won't be ticketing out there. And if there is a problem, then just quickly go to the campus services center and they'll fix the ticket. But the ticket writers, aside from enforcing, keeping people off of the grass and keeping people out of the handicap spots, they're not going to be writing tickets on those days. All right, good. Do beds have to be unlofted? The answer is no. You can keep them as they are. And if they need to be unlofted for conference services, then we have the staff come and unloft them. Can you please review again the quiet hours? Quiet hours start on the Friday night at 7 p.m. before finals. So there's a whole week. Quiet hours start on the 10th of May. And they extend all the way through the end of finals. And the standard that we explain to students is that you should not be able to hear noise from the hallway of the room. So if students want to listen to music, they got to put headphones on. If students are done with their finals and they're just hanging out with friends, they've got to take it somewhere else because people are still studying. And this can be a challenge on Thursday night, on Friday of finals, when students start to be done with their finals, and then they're saying goodbye to everyone and packing, and parents are here, and it becomes loud. But you just got to remember there are other students, in the next room, in the next hallway, in the study room, who have early afternoon finals on Friday. So we try to maintain the quiet hours all the way through. There's a question: is there a place on campus to buy boxes for packing? I don't believe there is. They might be selling them out of the bookstore, but between you and me, you'd be better served by picking them up on your way into town. If you have to buy them, then I would go to another store. I think the Ace Hardware in Oxford, there's a Walmart in Oxford, there's a Gilman's Home Center in Oxford has boxes if you're not bringing them from home. I've encouraged students to keep a lookout for boxes now. I mean, if you go to our package center right now, then there's all sorts of boxes there. And if students go there, and they're free, I mean, they're in a big recycling bin, and if students go there now, collapse those boxes, stick them under their bed, they'll have as many boxes as they want. And they can be doing that right now. So that's my recommendation if they need boxes for packing. There's a question here: what is the busiest time for move out? I would say generally Friday afternoon. Finals are spread out such that people have finals up until the end, but it's a very different environment than you experienced during move-in. There's generally not the backups that you might have experienced when you moved in. It's just not as concentrated. So I don't know that you necessarily have to plan for your departure based on when there's a busy time or a light time. I'd say when your student is done and the room is packed and cleaned, you should pull up and move out. Okay. I think we've been through all the questions here. Any last questions? You've got a few seconds here to post. I would encourage you to, like everything, talk with your students about some of the topics we've covered here. We'll be doing emails and signs and posters and corridor meetings for all the first-year students to cover all of this. But whatever you can reinforce from your side of the house would be helps and is appreciated. This screencast is being recorded, and we will send out the link in the coming days, and you have, of course, access to all of the screencasts through the Parent and Family Programs website at Miami University. All right, again, thanks to Mark Pontius, and I appreciate everyone who tuned in today. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us, and we'll respond.